Good afternoon, everybody. Andrew Steele here. Today I'm with Tommy Vitenhouse, and we're going to take a look at his 2018 Entegra Cornerstone. Have you owned this Entegra for?
It would be 2 years this past August. 2018 Cornerstone.
2018 Entegra Cornerstone. And this is your fourth RV?
This is my fourth, yes.
And what did you own before this Entegra?
I owned three Prevost Liberty conversions, which is probably your best high-end conversion coach in the market. I don't think there's any better, and having had three of them, I'll attest to it that they're the finest thing out there.
And a lot of you probably already saw, I recently interviewed Frank, one of the owners of Liberty Coach, and we took a tour of his $2.65 million 2020 Prevost Liberty Coach. So if you want to learn more about Prevost Liberty Coaches, make sure to jump over and catch that interview with Frank from Liberty Coach. But today I want to talk more about your Entegra Cornerstone, and I've done a lot of previous interviews where I interviewed people that had newer Entegras and newer other fiberglass coaches, and actually ended up trading them for Prevost conversion coaches. And you've actually done the opposite. You had Prevost conversions, and then now you've gone to a fiberglass coach. So I want to pick your brain and figure out what caused you to make that change.
Well, my wife and I are getting along in age. We had three Prevosts, the best there is, and about 4 years ago, we decided our age, we need to put that money in the bank. And we had spent a long time going down the road, but we needed a break. So we put the money in the bank, sold the last Liberty, and after a year and a half of sitting on our condo balcony, looking at the beach and the intercoastal waterway, enjoying what I guess you would call retirement, even though I still work for a living and enjoy it. We looked at each other and said, this isn't working, we got to get a coach again. But I didn't want to take a lot of the money out of the bank, because that's a lot of money to invest.
$2.65 million for the new 2020. Yeah.
So we decided we didn't want to spend the money on a Prevost again at our age. It wasn't a practical thing to do. And I had made up my mind that I wouldn't buy a production coach because I had the very best and wasn't going to step down. And my wife came to me and she said, hey, I saw a nice production coach in the RV park. You might like it. You should take a look at it. So she dragged me out in the car, and I went over there, and a Cornerstone was sitting there, and I thought to myself, that's a pretty nice looking coach. Maybe I should acquiesce and get rid of my ego and take a better look. So make a long story short, we went down to an RV dealer in South Florida and looked at the inside, and I was impressed. And fortunately, there was a gentleman there who was the sales manager for Entegra Coach. His name is Ted Cook. And Ted happened to be there on a sales trip because they're one of their largest dealers. And Ted said, let me take you for a ride in this coach. And Ted knows the coach. Best person in the world to give me a test ride. And he showed me how to drive it and what it can do. And I was impressed. So I said, hey, we'll give it a try. That's how we got into it. And after 2 years of going down the road and almost 40,000 miles on this coach, I am very, very pleased. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't lost anything by going to this coach, other than the difference in price and some of the fine features that are built into a Liberty. But the basics of the coach, it has a Spartan chassis, which is a fine driving chassis. It's as good a chassis as you can get anywhere. The workmanship in the coach is fantastic. The layout is perfect. In fact, I'm thinking about having a 2020 built and trading this one in. And the only change I would make, same paint job, same everything, same interior, but they have a new glass cockpit, which is, instead of traditional instruments, it's all LED screens.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool. I like that.
I'll have to check that out.
They also have put in a pump to control the air pressure while the engine isn't running. That's another upgrade, which is very important. Those are two neat features they put in. And they also have a more advanced adaptive cruise control, which will keep you between the lines now, instead of just allowing you to accelerate automatically. And basically what this does, it gives more intelligent knowledge to the cruise control above and beyond what it already has.
And you mentioned that the cruise control in this coach even tells you how fast another car is going. Like if a car passes
Yes,
you.
as a car passes you, it will show the speed, whatever that car is running at. And if you come up on a vehicle that's going slower than you, it will show you, as an example, you have your cruise control set at 70. As you're coming up to a slower truck in front of you, it'll show that speed of the truck at 63 or whatever it is. So all you do is pull into the passing lane. Your 70 will be maintained.
What problems have you had with this coach? I know all coaches have problems. You've had to have some problems with it.
I had some electronic issues when the coach was new. We had to put in a new transfer box, and then we had to put in a new data cable, which is the cable that runs from the transfer box to the computer. Entegra was very good about taking care of anything that took place. Just before the warranty was due to expire, which would have been just before 2 years, I went into their factory service center and had the coach completely gone over. And they replaced, I spent 7 days there, and they went through the entire coach. They replaced anything they felt was marginal or defective. They treated me like royalty. I was very impressed for a production coach. The lady that's in charge of the warranty service operation, her name is Joyce, just did a super job of taking care of us. Can't say enough about the company.
Yeah.
That's why I'm willing to go out and buy another coach.
Yeah.
They took very good care of me, and I'm very pleased with the coach. I said, you don't have to do anything to it other than put the updates in that the new coaches have.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Power in the Cornerstone compared to your last Prevost Liberty that you had was a 2008, and the power in this compared to that Prevost, how would you compare
the Prevost had a 550 Detroit, which is since history. Volvo bought Prevost, to my understanding, so they all come with Volvos now. But this has the 605 Cummins, which is really a detuned 650. It is so strong compared to what I was used to. I can go in the mountains pulling an 8,000-pound Hummer along with my 55,000-pound coach, and I can climb mountains and don't have any speed fluctuation. When I climbed with the 550 Detroits with the 3 Prevosts I had, it struggled.
Really?
This thing is very powerful. The mileage is great. My Prevosts with Detroits in, the average was anywhere between 4 to 4.5 miles a gallon. This coach is 6.5 to 7.5 with a bigger engine.
Wow.
I can't say enough about this. This is the perfect engine for this coach.
And we were talking earlier too, your 08 Prevost had a double slide, and this has a quad slide. You enjoy the quad slide?
By extremely so. The Prevosts were late in going to the 4-slide version, and we were always told it was because of the fact they're a people hauler and the weight configuration and everything was different than a coach of this type. So they did not jump into 4-slide coaches real quickly. And the other complaint was that if we put 4 slides in, you have to crawl over the bed to get to the bathroom and all this. Well, the production people merely put a spare bath or a second bath in the middle of the coach. No problem, you don't have to crawl over the bed. It works fine.
So you've got the bath and a half in this coach?
Bath and a half, and we have lots of room.
Yeah.
I mean, the 4 slide gives you more than... We have a king-size bed, which is something you want on a coach. Old people like us tend to want more room to sleep because as you get older, you get bigger, and that king-size bed is fantastic.
Absolutely.
It has one unique feature that I've never seen on another coach. Above the dash, above the windshield, so you can see it from the driving position, is a 32-inch TV set. And you can run your GPS through that.
Very cool.
So you have a 32-inch GPS. You just look up there like that. You can tell exactly where you are, what your speed is, without having to take your eyes off the road. All you do is move your neck a little bit up, take a quick look, and you haven't been distracted
and you're still
by looking at a little bitty
your
unit
peripheral vision can still see.
Right. You can see it peripherally.
Very cool. Yeah, very cool.
Very unique feature. Just
very
love it.
Cool. Yeah.
I also like the electric trays for the slide outs. You're not bumping your head on the slide. When you open your cargo, you push a button, it rolls right out. Put your stuff in without hitting your head.
Yeah.
Another neat feature.
Absolutely.
And that's not an expensive option. I mean, it's there. Great. Put it on all of them.
Absolutely. So
we have a separate electric cooler in one of the bays, which is big. It's a big cooler that can be changed to a freezer if we want. So we've got plenty of room to take things with us.
Yeah. Very cool.
I carry with me a complete patio set, a cocktail table, 2 chairs. I disassemble it, and then if I'm going to stay somewhere for a couple of weeks, I screw it together. I have 2 big outside lounge chairs. I have 2 umbrellas with heavy bases. I've got room for all of this stuff because you go to a transit RV park, you might get a table.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
you
have
need
all
to
the
bring
creature
your stuff.
the creature comforts that we like.
You can set up shop anywhere, basically.
Yes, we can do that, and it works just fine.
Well, that's great. Well, I greatly appreciate you sharing all of your feedback and information on 2 years of ownership of an Entegra Cornerstone with 40,000 miles under your belt. Anything else that you can think of that you want to share with the YouTube world out there? Watch your tires. Smart man. Absolutely. Very smart man. Most critical thing in the coach. And until you see your first RV rolled over in the ditch, you may not think about that. Yeah, very. But it's not a pretty sight. Very good point. So, well, hey, Tommy, I greatly appreciate you taking the time to share that with us. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more RV-related content.